I'm gonna be there at the finish line for you. I'm gonna make a big sign for you.
Doesn't show up for anything. And then he shows up.
Hi, I'm Sammy Murrian. Stronger is directed by David Gordon Green. This is written by John Polano, and this stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Tatiana Maslany, and Miranda Richardson. This is the true story of Jeff Bauman, who survived the Boston Marathon bombing but lost both of his legs. This is the story of how he recovered from that and eventually walked again. Because of the subject matter and because some really great actors are attached to it, for a while there has been some speculation that Stronger might be a film that factors into the Academy Awards race this year. I want to go ahead and outright say that I don't think that's going to be the case. That's not because I don't think this movie is any good. I just think that this movie could be much better, and I don't think that it's going to really blow anybody away. First of all, let's talk about what really, really works in this movie. The performances in this movie are this movie, and this movie is the performances in this movie. Jake Gyllenhaal, being Jake Gyllenhaal, completely gives himself over to this part. He is as committed as he always is. This movie is at its very best when we are just watching Jake Gyllenhaal as Jeff Bauman go through this journey. Watching what he goes through as these things are happening to him, how he deals with them. As always, as you can always expect from Jake Gyllenhaal, it is a terrific and completely convincing performance. Also, I will say that the special effects in this film that are used to show that he doesn't have legs, the special effects are absolutely seamless. Watching this movie, I was completely convinced that Jake Gyllenhaal didn't have legs. I was so utterly convinced by the special effects here that I looked up exactly how they did it. And it turns out that Jake Gyllenhaal actually cut off his legs for his role in this movie. In a press release for Stronger, Jake Gyllenhaal said that he took this step to have his legs removed for this role, just so that he could hopefully finally get through to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. And Jake Gyllenhaal is quoted as saying, "Hey, Academy, look what you made me do. This is all your fault. Back in 2014, I transformed into a different person, into a different human in the movie Nightcrawler, and you didn't even give me a nomination. And that's the year that you gave an Oscar to that haunted doll, Eddie Redmayne. So if that wasn't enough acting for you, hopefully this is. You son of a bitch." That's true. He said that. That's a fact.
Wow, that Jake Gyllenhaal sure knows how to get into character. Wow. Buh.
Miranda Richardson is in this movie, and Miranda Richardson is always absolutely fantastic. Miranda Richardson was in the movie Churchill earlier this year, which was a little bit... Miranda Richardson was by far the best part of the film Churchill. She was quite good in that movie, and it's really funny contrasting her performance in that with her performance here. In Churchill, she played Clementine Churchill, the wife of Winston Churchill, and she played with a lot of poise, very elegant, very, very smart, very sophisticated, very intelligent, very well spoken. Here she plays Jeff Bauman's mother, who apparently was just a really, really, really sloppy, alcoholic Boston woman, and she's quite good, and it's also just kind of fun seeing Miranda Richardson play this kind of role. I really, really enjoyed her performance. Tatiana Maslany is brilliant. Of course, Tatiana Maslany is best known for Orphan Black. She is just an extraordinary actress. Tatiana Maslany plays the girlfriend of Jeff Bauman as he was going through all of this, and Tatiana Maslany, of course, gives a good performance. That said, I think that the script lets her down a little bit, and she doesn't really have a character outside of her relationship with Jeff Bauman, with Jake Gyllenhaal's character. Which leads me to what I just don't think is all that great about this movie. The writing here is not fantastic. This movie is written by John Polano, who has previously written for the stage, and he's written some on This Is Us, the television show, which I have never seen. To be honest, this screenplay is kind of shaggy, episodic, unwieldy. It lacks impetus. And for a movie that is, I mean, it's just these people talking, and it is just these people for 2 hours. This movie runs a full 2 hours, and it's mainly just these three people and some others. For a movie that really is just that, I feel like these characters should have been a little bit better developed. Much of the character in this film is, I think, the work of the actors. And David Gordon Green directed this. David Gordon Green, who has directed all kinds of things. He's directed a lot of comedy. He directed on Eastbound and Down. He directed Pineapple Express. He also directed the comedy classic Your Highness. His work as a director on Stronger is fine. It's fine. It's serviceable and it's fine. I don't really think he adds much of anything here. As I've said, this movie is the actors. They really give it everything that they've got. And like I said, I mean, really the best parts of this movie are just when the camera is on Jake Gyllenhaal and it's just like, okay, Jake Gyllenhaal, act. Quick side note, David Gordon Green is attached to direct the next Halloween film. The Halloween, I think it's just a sequel, which is coming out next year. After seeing Stronger, I'm not quite sure how I feel about that. Obviously, Halloween is a property that is very, very important to me, although, to be honest, I only like the first Halloween movie. The first Halloween film is in my top 5 movies of all time. I honestly think that every single movie after that is just total garbage, and they've, like, gotten progressively worse and worse. Like, I thought that the series couldn't get any worse than Halloween Resurrection when Busta Rhymes was karate chopping Michael Myers, but then Rob Zombie had to just add his stamp to it, and I mean, I don't think that the Halloween series can go anywhere but up. I really don't. That said, I've said that before in the past, and it's just gotten worse, so I hope that David Gordon Green does something inspired and good with Halloween. I really do. Again, I don't want to suggest by any stretch of the imagination that this movie is poorly written or that this movie is poorly directed. I just think the filmmaking here is more or less just serviceable and fine, whereas the performances are what really shine. And, you know, I wish that the movie were a little bit better. A movie with this subject matter, you go into it hoping that you're just going to get bowled over with emotion and with feeling, and I didn't get that here. Still, Stronger pretty much works. I'm going to give Stronger a 6.9 out of 10. This is a solid, respectful biopic, and it is helped immeasurably by the performances.
I'm gonna walk, I'm gonna walk with you again someday.
Thank you guys so much, as always, for tuning into my channel. I appreciate your support so very much. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. Take care of yourselves, and be well, everybody. Bye!